All right, good evening. We're live from Kelly Automotive Park as the Butler Blue Sox will host the West Virginia Miners here tonight in front of a very big crowd. Blue Sox come into tonight 32-21, while the Miners are 26-23. Currently a 4-game advantage for Butler in the standings, and that will make this ball game a big one here again tonight, because if they're able to win, they'll push their magic number down even further. Down to 3 if they win tonight, or 4 I should say. And Joel, I'm Jaron Steele, joined by Joel Norman. Joel, I know you weren't here last night, but we had an unconventional win to say the least. But the last time you were on with me, the Miners were in town, so we're going to see Austin Sheary here tonight, and he's a pretty good pitcher.
Yeah, he sure is. From the last time out, maybe it was a little bit of a case of exhaustion. Maybe the Blue Sox was just a long day with having to play the first game as well. But if you'll remember in that one, Jaron, threw a complete game shutout against the Blue Sox that night. He just had it going. It only allowed a few hits to the Blue Sox in that one. Actually, only 4 hits in that game. I beg your pardon. But not a lot of base runners in that. It's not like Butler was routinely getting guys on. It was a tough go that night, and they're just kind of looking to change things up. Like we say a lot of times, maybe the second time you see a guy, sometimes as recent as this, as a guy they only saw last week, sometimes that helped maybe change your fortune up a little bit, and that's what the Blue Sox are hoping for today.
Well, we'll do a brief explanation of last night. If you're tuning in, of course it was raining like crazy, and we had to pull back, and then we had to tear down, move inside, and anyway, ended up being delayed with 2 outs in the top of the 7th with Butler leading 9-8. We shot fireworks off, and then at the end of them, one of our transformers blew out, taking the light, knocking the power out, and so that created an issue. And then later on, it was still raining, and the umpires didn't want to call the game, so they just suspended it. And of course, Danville not coming back here again, meant that at the time it was a no result. But this morning, the commissioner's office, Dennis Bastian, ruled that since the game was unable to be started due to field conditions, the umpire said that even though the power was an issue, the field was also an issue. So if we would have had full power, it would have been canceled anyway. They awarded the Blue Sox victory 9-8. And Danville takes a loss in that one, but that extended the Blue Sox lead in the division to 4 games, and it's winning streak 3 games. And they're now 8-2 in their last 10 games coming into tonight.
Yeah, on a roll, and we'll take every win you can get after a weird game like last night. As odd as that was, you could say you want about the weather conditions, so you say maybe that affects Danville a little bit too much, but give the Blue Sox credit too for bouncing back, finding a way to just take the lead after being down. What was it, 5 runs? Correct, 7-2 at one point. So give the Blue Sox credit. It was a heck of a win to get. It was nice to take both Danville, a team who maybe they may not be a team who's going to make the playoffs. They're close. But you take all those wins you get against a team like them who hits as well as they do, too. So that was huge for the Blue Sox. But, back into division play tonight with West Virginia.
Yeah, that's right. West Virginia, of course, has been thorn in the Blue Sox side for a long, long time. And it could be a potential playoff opponent if we're able to lock things down. And, of course, they play Champion City 5 times next week, so that's really going to tell the tale of who's going to make the playoffs, I think. I think that puts us in a pretty good spot as far as making it. And one of those 2 teams, whoever wins that 5-game series, is probably going to be the second team in the playoffs.
Yeah, we talk about the magic number for the Blue Sox as much as we do, but I'd say if you take both today and tomorrow, I think they're either getting in almost either way. It's going to be pretty hard not to make it after that.
It would be down to one game would be the magic number if we take both of these.
And that would require an absolute collapse.
Yeah. Well, it would take one of either Champion City or West Virginia, or winning the rest of their games and then splitting or going to 3-2 in that set. So it would take a lot of things. Although stranger things have happened.
Certainly.
So we'll give you the Miners batting order tonight. Leading off will be the catcher, number 28, Matt DeLeo, followed by the left fielder, number 21, Eddie Gonzalez. The DH, number 6, Dan Ward, will bat third. The center fielder, number 7, Austin Norman, is in the cleanup spot. John Hagan, the third baseman, will bat fifth and wear number 22, followed by the first baseman, number 23, Justin Mitchell. Ivan Acuna will bat seventh, play second base and wear number 8, followed by number 2, the right fielder, Colby Johnson. And then it'll be number 14, shortstop, Chad Ramsey, rounding out the order. And Austin Shearer will be on the hill. We'll talk a little bit more about him in the bottom half of the first. But tonight's starting pitcher for the Butler Blue Sox is a right-hander from the University of Delaware in Wexford, Pennsylvania, James Meeker.
Yeah, the leading hitter on the Blue Sox team is going to be on the mound tonight, not in the lineup. 1-1 on the season in the summer for the Blue Sox with a 1.35 ERA. This will be Meeker's second start. It'll be his 10th appearance overall. Does have 3 saves and 20 innings pitched and a lot of relief usage. 21 strikeouts, 6 walks, and 17 hits for the right-hander.
And for the Blue Sox defensively, it'll be Eric Bolton behind home plate. Christian Webb at first, Damian Maglione at second, Brady Gulikowski at third, Justin Kirkpatrick at shortstop, Ben Carew in left, Stefan Mercanja in center, and Calvin Scott in right field. And umpires today, plate umpires Garrett Proper and Matthew Malik will be on the bases. Champion City, who is also 4 games back, is out in Kokomo tonight. Danville is playing Chillicothe, Springfield against Terre Haute, and Springfield and Lafayette against Quincy out in Quincy. So those are the other games in the Prospect League tonight. And we're just about ready to get going. Here's the first pitch of the ball game. It's in there for a called strike. First pitch tonight, 7:10 p.m. And it is currently 81 degrees, about as good as you can get here.
And great night here for baseball. Good crowd on hand on a fireworks night. And it should be a great game, too. We talked about all these games with West Virginia, and the Blue Sox have been pretty entertaining this season.
1-1 delivery from James Meekers, grounded to shortstop. Kirkpatrick's got it. Throw to first will retire DeLeo to begin the ball game.
Now batting number 21, the left fielder, Eddie Gonzalez.
Well, good start here for Meeker, who has been kind of he's obviously been a really good hitter, but he's also been really good out of the pen. This is the second start he's made. The last one was in a doubleheader situation against Chillicothe.
Yeah, that's right. He had that one back on July 11th. I was thinking about the 19th. He also faced Chillicothe. Yeah, 6 1/3 innings pitch. Got the win in that one. Only allowed 1 run, but it wasn't earned. So hoping for something similar. Did allow 7 hits, so he's going to give up his base runners, but see if he can strand them.
Called strike here to Eddie Gonzalez. Yeah, that's one thing about James is he does give up some base hits, but he does not give up very many walks. He also didn't strike a lot of guys out either. This ball's popped up on the infield. And it looks like Maglione's got a beat on it. 2 steps, maybe 3 steps into the outfield grass, 2 away. But if you're going to get weak contact like that, you got to be happy.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you talked about, too. I mean, the walk's not going to be there. There's going to be some contact. But that's what you want to see as a pitcher. You want to see them have to hit you instead of walking them and allowing them to reach base.
Yeah. James just a really, really good athlete, all-around athlete. Mm-hmm. And at the plate now is Big Dan Ward, DH tonight. He will take a called strike here. Last time the Miners were here, he hit one off the scoreboard.
What a shot that was.
Oh, one of the most ridiculous home runs here I've ever seen. Pitch outside. He hit that ball so hard.
About the top left corner, wasn't it?
And high, yeah. And it almost cleared the scoreboard.
That's it. That would have been more impressive. But it was a no-doubter off the bat.
Another fastball misses away.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, we've seen Patrick Ferguson hit some really, really ridiculous home runs this year as far as like height, upper deck type shots. Mm-hmm. But that was an opposite field shot for Ward. That makes it even more impressive.
That's what I was just going to say. Yeah, I think when you can show that kind of power to the opposite field, that says a lot about you as a hitter. I mean, it kind of reminded me of how well Aaron Judge does at the big league level about hitting to the opposite field. The home run derby, he was putting them out there, and they looked effortless.
Yep, 2-2 outside, full count now.
Ward on the season hitting .336. Best summer really so far. Besides last summer, he's doing pretty well. .343 about there too. 8 home runs on the year though.
3-2's pop foul. Yeah, he's always been a very, very good hitter. And you can just tell why he's one of the most feared hitters in the league because his legs are so long. He's such a tall, lanky guy. But not even lanky. He's got some muscle to him, but he just looks built like a big leaguer.
He's a big guy. Yeah, born in '91, so a little bit older than some of these players, but nonetheless, definitely a threat at the plate.
Yep, takes a walk here, 2 outs, and a runner on first for Austin Norman. He's another very good hitter. He's what I call he has some power, but he's the guy who's going to spray the ball around, and he's going to get a lot of base hits that way, going opposite field. He's just got kind of a complete package as far as he's got a great power to all zones. He's just a good guy tough guy to get out.
Just a great hitter. Yeah, like what you're talking about. And not all, extra bases that he's going to get. Only 20 extra base hits of his 59 on the season, but he just does a great job of getting on, making contact.
He's down 0-2 here to Meeker. Blue Sox in their blues tonight. I like this combination, blue and white, with a white hat and a blue brim. It's
a clean look.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see teams go a little too much with their alternates, but I like this. It's simplistic.
0-2, runner goes swing and a miss from Norman. Strike 3 to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. Bottom half coming up, and we'll give you the Blue Sox lineup brought to you by the Butler Armco Credit Union. Leading off will be number 3, the center fielder Stefan Mercanja, followed by the third baseman, number 22, Brady Gulikowski. In the 3 spot, wearing number 15 tonight because somebody may or not have forgot his uniform. I'm going to go with May. It's Calvin Scott. He's in right field, followed by the cleanup man tonight, the DH, number 7, Ray Gonzalez. And it'll be the first baseman, number 24, Christian Webb. And after that, it'll be the second baseman, number 21, Damian Maglione. And then it'll be the shortstop, number 1, Justin Kirkpatrick. The catcher, Eric Bolton, wear number 9 and bat 8th. And number 17, the left fielder, Ben Carew, will round out the order. And he's done a great job of turning the lineup over as of late, for sure. And they're going to face a lefty from Oakland University, Austin Sheary.
Just saw him 9 days ago. Last time he was on the mound, actually right here at Kelly Automotive Park against the Blue Sox. Sheary pitched a complete game shutout, only allowed 4 hits, walked 2 batters. Most impressive stat, though, struck out 11. It was a heck of an outing. He had it going that night, and the Blue Sox are just hoping to get something, see what they can do, get some more base runners. Only 6 base runners in that game, so obviously that's got to improve in this one. But we'll see if they're more patient at the plate. Let's see, maybe they're attacking early. Who knows? It's hard to say. You're not going to remember everyone you face, but maybe seeing them a second time around will make things a little different this time.
Yeah, and a bit of a different lineup tonight, much more right-handed leaning. The only left-handed batters in the lineup are Webb and Brady Gulikowski. So he's going to see a lot of righties here. And the first one stepping in, it's Stefan Mercanja.
Center fielder Stefan Mercanja.
Sheary's first pitch is to the backstop. Defensively for the Miners, we got DeLeo behind home plate. At first base is Mitchell. At second base is Acuna. At third base is Hagan. Foul ball here. Shortstop is Ramsey. The left fielder is Gonzalez. Center fielder Norman. And the right fielder is Johnson.
Mercanja's had a heck of a month so far, hitting .326 in July.
Well, he's going to have a base hit to start it here. He's getting to it quickly. It's Gonzalez. And Stefan Mercanja's got a leadoff single down the left field line.
And that was a single.
What do we say? Got to get runners on against Sheary. You got to make him work from the stretch as much as possible, and that's huge. Mercanja getting on there. I like the move by manager Cody Harold to put Mercanja leadoff. We've seen him kind of drift higher up in the order a little more recently. I kind of like the look up there with him. Just the way he's hitting. You got to go with the hot bat right now, and he's been rolling. I like it. And he starts off the game pretty well for the Blue Sox.
Now it's Gulikowski at the plate. He takes a called strike. See if Mercons is on the move here. Chopper to second. They'll only have one play, so Acuna's throw to Mitchell will retire. Kulikowski, it almost works like a bunt because it was so slowly hit, and the speedy Mercanja makes it to second base.
Yeah, Mercanja on contact was running, so it made, like you said, no play at second base. And yeah, essentially a bunt there, but the Blue Sox will take it.
Right fielder, Calvin Scott.
And now it is Calvin Scott's turn, and he'll line one up the middle for a base hit. Mercanja is going to be held at third. He had to wait just a tad to have that ball go by, make sure it didn't hit him, so he didn't get a great start to third base. And Cody Held wisely held him because the throw from center field by Norman was strong.
It was, and like you said, though, with that ball going up the middle, a little hesitation because of that. Not sure if the ball was going to hit him, so the right call to hold him up. By the time Norman fielded that ball, Mercanja was only starting to round third base. So, and with as strong as that throw was that we saw, he would have been nailed at the plate.
So single brings up Ray Gonzalez with runners on the corners and one out. But two hard-hit balls in the first three at-bats for the Blue Sox.
Blue Sox are getting right to it today. They're attacking early in counts.
Whew, that ball is hit to deep left, and it's drifting into foul territory. Making the catch is Gonzalez. Mercanja will score, and Calvin Scott will move up to second. Sacrifice fly to left field gives the Blue Sox a 1-0 lead.
RBI by number 7,
That ball was hit so high. That was absolutely crushed. And he did the job. He saw the first pitch fastball, hits it out into left field, and gets the Blue Sox on the board.
Yeah, you know, we're hardly able to even get into the stats of the batters. They're attacking so early in these counts. I think it's a third straight time, not the third straight, 3 of 4 batters now, I believe, have swung at the first pitch and made contact at it.
Strike called to Christian Webb. 2 down here. Scott out at second. Good base running by him, too, to immediately take off on the tag to get the second base on that. Now he's dancing around out there. Sherry comes home. Pitch misses low and outside.
Yeah, we've talked about the importance of base running. Calvin Scott, of course, the best base runner on this team with his 26 steals to lead the Prospect League. So, yeah, it was a great job tagging up and advancing.
Called strike here, 1 and 2. Yeah, he picked up another one last night, stolen base. He was part of the walk train in the 7th inning, 4 in a row, that allowed the Blue Sox to take the lead before the the game was delayed due to the rain and then eventually canceled about 14 hours later.
It took its time, but
yes,
they got it in. It was official. At the end of the day, that's all that matters.
That's right. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Webb takes strike 3 on the outside corner to end the inning. The Blue Sox get 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and leave 1 man on base. We'll go to the second inning. Butler 1 and West Virginia 0.
And after 1 complete inning, the Butler Blue Sox, presented by the Butler Health System, lead the West Virginia Miners 1-0.
I like the fact that they went with a right-handed hitting. I do too.
Nesbitt's Landscaping. With the largest selection of natural stone, paving stones, and retaining walls, flagstones, and rough-cut wall stones in West Virginia, Nesbitt's Landscaping on Pittsburgh Road is your stop for your next home improvement project. Carrying all 3 major manufacturers of brick pavers and wall stones under one roof. Nesbitt's is known throughout the community for our fast turnaround time and delivery, not to mention competitive pricing.
Ready to go here in the second in front of a huge crowd for the second night in a row. The Blue Sox have a 1-0 lead. And at the plate will be John Hagan for the Miners. James Meager allowed a walk in the first, but also got a strikeout. Ready to go. Meeker delivers a fastball that's fouled off, and that'll make it out of the stadium.
Hagan on the summer hitting .293 and 150 at-bats. Solid work at the middle of the order.
They'll pop it up. Kirkpatrick going out into shallow left field, waiting for it, and has it for the first out. It was way up there for a while, but easy play for Kirkpatrick. He had to battle the sun a little bit, but other than that, routine.
Yeah, a little sunny out right now, and not a ton of clouds, if any. They're real thin right now in the sky, so not too hard to find that one. But yeah, a little bit of sun there can be a little distracting. You look at the shade right now; it's covering home plate, covering the mound too. You see a little bit of sun getting through from behind general admission on the first base side, creeping out there ever so surely.
Mitchell takes the ball outside. Justin Mitchell from Longwood University. Tall left-handed hitter. Sixth in the order here tonight. Here's the pitch. It's popped up, but that'll make it out of the stadium. Miners getting underneath a lot of pitches here early.
You like to see that, though. You like to see that if you're James Meeker on the mound. That's just a great sign, though, that you're executing your pitches well. They're getting two under them, and they're not getting enough contact on those. We saw a couple soft pop-ups.
Foul ball straight back. Mitchell comes in tonight hitting .313. He has 8 doubles, a homer, and 28 runs batted in. 1-2. Fastball in there for a called strike 3. Mitchell knew it. He'll head back to the dugout right away. Second K for James Meeker.
Good start so far for Meeker, and we talked about it, this middle of the order, this West Virginia team is the toughest. Obviously, we said Ward and Norman are really their big boppers. You've also got Hagan and Mitchell, though, too, because, Mitchell's got a great batting average. Hagan, he's an intimidating presence. We've seen some pop from him this summer. So you get those 4 out, you're going to have a pretty solid start.
Fastball chopped into the dugout by Ivan Acuna. 2 away here in the second inning already. James Meeker has retired 5 of the first 6 that he's faced here tonight. And he's ready to go again with an 0-1. That's chopped foul over to Tim Epling, who just watches it go by. Into the bullpen, through the bullpen. If I can't read the number, but if that guy would have just reached down, he would have been able to get that ball. Instead, now he has to take a long walk out the left field.
We didn't see Acuna at all last week because of injury, so Miners hoping he can help them out in this series.
Acuna pops it up. Webb racing after it, and I don't think he got there. He did not.
Long way to go. Even with all that extra space, it's pretty tough. It's not like that one was up there too long. Long enough, though. It wasn't gonna land before anyone was able to get over there in time. But gotta give it a look at this park. First and third base sides, all that expanded, the big bullpens over there with all that expanded foul territory. Like we said, we see plenty of sacrifice flies behind the benches on both sides.
Another 0-2 upcoming. Here it is. It's high. Yeah, Acuna injured his knee last week, and or 2 weeks ago, I should say, and it was going to be, I wonder if he was going to be able to make it back, but he is back in the lineup. He was played in West Virginia against these Blue Sox last week, or earlier this week, I should say. That was just his first start in 5 games.
It's huge for him, too, hitting .314, a bat they need in the lineup.
Spinner by Acuna on a curveball, fouls it back.
Also see him do a little bit of pitching, as so many of these guys do, but yeah, mostly out there for that bat. And we saw last week Chad Ramsey was getting a little more playing time at second. Had the golden sombrero night. I believe it was that last Thursday now, I think.
Yeah, and he started on the mound, too, and it didn't go well for him on that part either. Now it's 3-2 after a pitch misses outside. Acuna is from a native of Venezuela, so another one of our international players.
Mm-hmm. Goes to Winston-Salem State University. So, in the country, but yeah, like you talked about, though, not from the U.S.
Payoff pitch. Outside ball 4. Good at bat by Acuna. He draws a 2-out walk, which is similar to what we saw with Dan Ward in the first inning.
Well, we talked about beforehand, not going to see a lot of walks from Meeker, but so far he's got the no-hitter going, but the perfect game is gone because of both walks. But a little surprising to see it. But, yeah, it's both times they come with 2 outs, and some of the pitchers hate to do, you know, because you so often hear that 2-out walk comes back to bite you. Didn't in the first, hoping for something similar here in the second.
Now the diminutive Colby Johnson at the plate. Takes a ball. Here's the 1-0. That's a called strike. Good fastball from James. One delivery. Another good fastball in the outside half. Puts him ahead 1-2.
Got that outside call from home plate umpire Garrett Proper. But, yeah, Meeker going heavy fastball in this at-bat. Really, for the bulk of his pitches today, we're seeing mostly fastballs out of him.
No, he gets a swing through on the outer half for strike 3. That's third strikeout for Meeker. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base. Bottom of the second coming up. Butler 1 and West Virginia nothing.
The first base line. Second number 21, second baseman Damian Maglione.
Ready to go here in the bottom half of the second inning. Damian Maglione is at the plate. With Butler ahead 1-0. They hit Sheary pretty hard in the first inning, Joel.
Yeah, they attacked early in the counts, and it paid off. They got the 1-run lead on a couple singles and a sacrifice fly by Ray Gonzalez. Looking to add on some more here.
Strike call. No, the 0-1 is inside. Maglione hitting the ball pretty well lately. He had a triple last night. Here's the 1-1, and he's out in front of a curveball. Swings through one in the dirt.
And that bases clearing knock on Thursday as well.
That's right.
So, yeah, everyone seems to be swinging the bat well this month. You just toss out any name out there, you can give a plethora of statistics of how well these Butler hitters have done this month.
Maglione fouls it into field level lookout. Looks like everybody avoided that ball, thankfully.
Hop the fence. The netting, usually you don't see them get in there, but took a high chop and just found a way into the stands.
Here's the 1-2. That's high. Next delivery is popped up. Third baseman Hagan going back, gives way to the shortstop, Ramsey, who makes the catch in foul territory for the first out.
Now batting number 1, shortstop Justin.
Tough play out there, having to kind of turn your back to the ball and still be able to make the catch. Kind of a basket catch there from Chad Ramsey.
That's what I was kind of thinking. It's just twisting and turning out there. You know, you go farther and farther into the foul territory. You got to watch out for the seating area so you don't run into that. A lot of space the farther out you get, but in the inner part, it's a little tough.
Kirkpatrick's going to swing through a high fastball.
Only the 5th game of the summer for Justin Kirkpatrick. Just recently joined Blue Sox, made his debut back on the 25th.
Takes the ball to make it 1-2. Yeah, Kirkpatrick hasn't been in the on the team long. He strikes out here, 2 away, but he has been a guy who's come in and played pretty well defensively and got a few timely hits.
Yeah, we've seen him, you know, he adds to that infield depth that this team really needed. We talked about they've got 4 catchers on the roster. You've had to toss those guys out there a lot in the field, whether at third or first. And, you know, the middle infield kind of changed around in between, you know, Meeker, Maglione, Parks. But nice having another option in there now with Kirkpatrick.
Now it's Eric Bolton's turn. He's down 0-1. Sherry seems to have calmed down a bit this inning. Fastball is right there for a strike.
Bolton on the season only has that 148 batting average, but his 10 hit-by pitches is tied for 2nd most in the Prospect League.
Misses a bit high.
So he finds ways to get on, you know. It's a sign of a team player there, Jaron.
He's a really funny guy, too. This ball's fouled straight back.
I have to ask, has he fixed his hair since last week when he had that bad haircut that he did for himself?
No. It's funny. Last night, whenever we had Patrick Ferguson on, he said he was reverse balding.
Oh, yeah?
That's what it looked like because his hair was missing down low. He had some on top.
Oh, that's funny.
2-2 count. Here's the pitch. It's swung through for strike 3 to end the inning. Sherry with a pair of Ks here. And we'll go to the 3rd with Butler ahead 1-0.
It's time for each and every one of us.
Welcome back to Kelly on Ritter Park, where the Blue Sox lead it 1-0. We head to the top of the 3rd inning. It'll be 9-1 and 2 due up for West Virginia. Ramsey, DeLeo, and Gonzalez. Ramsey started a game here last week on the mound. It didn't go too well for him.
It wasn't a great day at the plate either. You know, back on the 21st, right. If you remember, he had the golden sombrero in that one. He pitched and was a designated hitter, struck out in all 4 of his plate appearances, and 2 2/3 innings on the mound, allowed 6 runs, all earned. Got the loss in that 11-3 Blue Sox win.
Counts even here. What do you think of these camo green-gray mashup?
I'm not a big fan of camo sports uniforms in general, so I'm not big on these ones. But I've seen worse, I'll tell you that. I mean, the only camos who I think I actually really like that I've seen in sports, the ones the San Diego Padres wear, I think those are good. I think that navy blue looks good with a camo, but I don't know. I'm not big on the yellow helmets with this. I'm not sure.
Pitch outside. Actually, I think these uniforms look like a Bob Ross painting.
I see that. I can see that.
Like green and gray blotches.
I think you're onto something there.
The 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. It's fouled off of Eric Bolton. He smacks the mitt because he almost had that one, but it ends up going foul.
Yeah, between those and the gold helmets here, yeah, that must just be a West Virginia thing. Everything, it's got to be gold in there. Of course, West Virginia University, Marshall throws a little bit of gold sometimes in.
Yeah,
but
they got the green too.
Yeah, they've got the green, so I don't know. A lot of that teams who have gold in their colors, it seems like they go all out with it if they have it at all.
Now it's a full count to the left-handed hitting Ramsey. Here's a 3-2 from James Meeker. It's popped up. That'll make it into the stadium. Look out, look out. Here it comes. Good Lord. Oh, my. Nobody got hit by it, I don't think. Because somebody, a brave person wearing a tank top, knocked it out of the way with his hand.
At the last second, too. No one was really expecting that one. Like we said before, you don't see too many balls into the seating area, but
the ball hit the right field. Calvin Scott started out, now comes back in, makes the catch for the first out.
Yeah, it was definitely a little weird seeing Calvin Scott wearing 15, though. I didn't get a chance to say it when he was hitting because he smacked the single on the first pitch he saw, but sometimes you get honest, who did we pick up, Yeah. No, it's still Scott. Been here since June, so.
Now it's the leadoff hitter DeLeo. Last night, the Dan's had a couple guys with a pink bat. DeLeo's sporting one here.
Acuna had one too. Maybe that same one. Who knows? A lot of times guys will share bats.
Yeah.
As funny as that is, sometimes it's just, maybe you accidentally grab theirs one time, you got a hit, or maybe just how it is. You tried it one time, you like it, and you stick with it.
Here's the 0-1. That was a pretty good pitch, but it misses a bit inside. Maybe just a tad high.
It looked like it was close, but still getting a feel for the strike zone. Everyone is, both sides.
Foul tip. DeLeo goes to Oakland, so that's a teammate of Sherry, so they've probably thrown a lot together in college.
Yeah, we said that last time. But it's nice
right.
having your battery mate out there with you. I think that makes things a lot easier, and Sherry showed how comfortable he was with him.
Here's the 1-2. That ball's hit the center field. Coming in and having it hit in front of him is Mercanja. Probably a good move. If that ball gets by him, then DeLeo's probably standing at third. So instead, it's a one-out single. First hit of the ball game for the Miners.
Yeah, Mercanja's got plenty of speed, and I don't think there's any doubt he could have at least made contact with that. Question is, would it ended up in his glove or to the side or behind him? So good call, just being safe and holding up there. A lot of times you feel like you can make that play, but it might have been a bit of a stretch there, as fast as Mercanja is, but. First hit of the game, though, as you mentioned that for West Virginia.
Yeah, smart play there was just to let that one fall in front of you and limit them to a single and trying to be a hero and maybe making the play, but maybe not.
It's risky. It was risky. I think the catch percentage was extremely low on that one.
Yeah, pitch is inside to Eddie Gonzalez. Native of Laredo, Texas, which is basically the border city that will connect you to Mexico. Here's the 2-2 delivery. It's popped up on the infield. Gulikowski is going out. Now DeLeo realizes it and will head back to first. Gulikowski makes the catch actually in fair territory, just on the other side of the line for the second out.
Every part of his body was in foul territory except for his left hand with the glove. Just reached in as it kind of moved back in right across the line. Very close, though, but nonetheless a second out there.
2 outs. It's Dan Ward's turn. He walked last time up.
Good test here early on for Meeker. If you can get Ward out here and avoid facing the middle of the order with runners on, that would be huge.
Pitch just outside. Yeah, you got Norman after that, and then Hagan. You're right. The heart of the lineup is upon us. Called strike. Yeah, that looks similar to the last one, but it might have caught the corner.
Close. That was a little close. We got the benefit of the doubt.
Another good pitch for a strike. He's hitting that same spot pretty consistently here, and he's got 2 strikes on Dan Ward.
Yeah, it looks like that's the game plan with Bolton behind the plate. They're trying to attack that spot, but if it keeps working, you got to keep going with it.
Well, pitch outside, 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Oh, that's a bit high. Good pitch, though. And Ward is not swung yet in his full count.
Patience, but probably going to have to swing at one here. He's going to get something that's going to be close either way. Big pitch, though, coming.
Full count offering is lined to left field, and it will land in front of Ben Carew. Has it hop up on him, and he will get it into third. Moving to third on the play is DeLeo. Good base running, and it's a 2-out single for Dan Ward. He took that 3-2 pitch and smashed down the left field. Ben Carew never saw it, and thankfully he was able to body that ball and keep it in front of him.
Just as we were talking about it a little bit ago about how most of the field is covered in shade now, the biggest problem is that left field. That takes the longest to get there. They're in center. Those players have the toughest time having to deal with the sun out there. You could tell, like you said, by Carew's reaction. That ball got down. He didn't see it.
Runner goes, throw down to second, and Dan Ward is safe. Very close play, but Ward does get in there. The runner at third held up. I thought as soon as they threw that ball down to second, he was coming home. But DeLeo stays put. Now 2 men in scoring position for Austin Norman, who's ahead 1-0.
Yeah, you're right. A little bit surprising not seeing DeLeo taken for home. We see a lot of those double steals, but it didn't happen there.
Foul ball out of the stadium. Patrick Ferguson made a good point on the broadcast last night. He said we have to lose at least 20 baseballs a game flying out of the stadium.
I could see that. With as many people go out there and grab them up, too, and don't return them.
High fastball swing through by Norman. Now it is 1-2. Meeker took him up the ladder. We'll see if he goes downstairs with a curveball here.
Try something different. Maybe something low and away or inside.
Or maybe they'll try to take him up the ladder again with the fastball here. He does, but he doesn't bite.
You can waste that pitch, though. Like we were talking about. That's one we've seen this before. When you get ahead of a guy, you've got a pitch to waste there. Meeker tried exactly that. See if he does something off speed. As we talked about, heavy fastball diet thus far.
2-2. Full just got a piece of it.
Looked a little off speed, but not too much. Honestly, I didn't see a ton of movement on that pitch either, but Norman had to adjust it. It was a little high, but it was close. So you can just
can't take it.
Yeah, you can't take that one when you got 2 strikes on you.
Good battle here. Another 2-2 offering. Swing and a miss. He took him up the ladder. Strike 3 to end the inning. And that's the second time he struck out Austin Norman here tonight. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left stranded on base. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Butler 1 and West Virginia nothing.
Jiffy Lube, get dressed in a Jiffy. Take it away, Kellen.
All right, thanks, Jay. Down here for the Jiffy Lube, get dressed in a Jiffy game. Here with Kyle and Mitchell. And basically what they're going to do is going to be a relay race, putting on a Blue Sox uniform. You guys ready? On your mark, get set, go. And it looks like Kyle's out in the early lead.
of our Butler Moose Hawk.
Well, we're back here. We just had Get Dressed as a Jiffy game, and a young man down there decided that would be a good idea to put his pants on his head. Then he couldn't see. So let's just say he got dressed the wrong way.
He got not quite dressed in a jiffy, but struggled. I mean, I know those jerseys and everything, they're huge for these kids, but my goodness.
Ben Carew lays down a bunt. It's a good one. Throw to first is high, and all the way to right field. Carew's around first. He's going to second. Now he's headed for third. And he's going to be there with a single and a two-base error by I believe the pitcher threw that, right? Or was it the catcher?
I believe that was Delea who fielded that.
Okay, yeah, I think you're right. Either way, Ben Carew has been hitting the ball well that time. He puts a good bunt down, and the throw is way high, and that's trouble here every time.
It was going to be a close play nonetheless. I think he had it beat, but Delea, in the excitement of the moment we see when these guys have to rush throws sometimes, he just sailed that throw a little too high into that right field corner, and it's not like it's going to hit off of any padding or anything and be a nice bounce out to the right fielder. You got a lot of empty space out there to run to.
That was Sherry that threw that ball.
It was?
Okay. According to Point Tree. It's an E1. I don't know if you want to get the replay up or not. I know those guys don't. Ground ball to shortstop. They're going to throw home. Here's the throw, and Carew's safe. Oh, no. What a mistake out there by the shortstop, Ramsey. Takes a gamble and comes up empty.
A little high on the throw. Sherry looked a little upset, thought that maybe Carew was out close, but I think he beat the tag from our vantage point.
Yeah, he did.
I thought so too, but nonetheless, Butler getting on another run in there now.
Yeah, it's 2-0 now. Mercanja reaches on a fielder's choice. Here in the bottom of the third, Butler now up 2-0. Gulikowski chops one foul, and that's a way to manufacture some offense, but also the Miners helping you out there with a two-base error and then a mental error by the shortstop. If you're going to make that throw home, you got to do it whenever somebody's not out there that maybe a little bit less fleet of foot than Ben Carew. He's a very quick runner, and that makes the margin for error very slim. And unfortunately for Ramsey, the error was there with the high throw.
Yeah, just like we said, a high throw, and it's risky. Like you said, that speed when you're going up against someone like Ben Carew there. I mean, it's not like that was a bullet to short either. That was a medium speed going out there too. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure that was the best call. I think the thought process was fine. Yeah, you want to try and keep this game pat, but just a high throw. That's at the end of the day. He might have had Carew, but got to get that throw lower.
2-2 Gulikowski fouls out of play. Now you looked at the replay, Joel. You say he beat the tag?
He did, yeah. It was a little tough to do with the shade and changing with the lighting of it. But, yeah, you could see Carew slide in just in time.
Two again. That's called strike three. Gulikowski will head back to the dugout. That is Sherry's fourth strikeout of the game.
Boy, it's been a tough go for Gulikowski lately. One hit in his last 27 at-bats now. It's just he's struggling right now. He's hitting a slump. He started this summer so well, and it shows because coming into tonight, batting average still at 277. It shows that, it's hurt him, but it just shows how high he was before.
And there's a bunt by Calvin Scott. Barehand pickup, throw to first, and Scott is called out on a bang-bang play at first base. And, they're going to boo him. But that was a heck of a throw by the third baseman, John Hagan.
Yeah, that was a great throw. And that time, that one may have just been in time. But close play. I mean, you're not going to win every one of those, especially when we don't have instant replay to use.
But that will go down as a sacrifice hit because Mercanja moves to second.
That's right. So you'll take it.
I guess. I think he was bunting for a base hit, though.
He was. But you're right, because of the bunt.
Gonzalez down 0-1 here. Now, Sherry bouncing around on the mound, turns around and looks Mercanja back. Mercanja at second with 2 outs here. Blue Sox with 1 in this inning. They lead 2-0. Now, pitch low. Sure, kind of slowing the pace down here a little bit.
Trying to relax, it seems like. Yeah, it's been a hectic inning all around. Not like he's given up these hard-hit balls, but it's been even more frustrating than that because of some errors.
There's a hard-hit ball first. That is a foul ball. Very close play, but it was on the other side of the line. And that would have been a tough play for Sherry to get Gonzalez there. So they're kind of fortunate.
Yeah, you know, Gonzalez was chugging up the line there, and that was deep in the hole. That's a tough play over at first base for Justin Mitchell to play too. And you know, he's got to hope Sherry gets there in time. He's not going to get to the bag in time the way Gonzalez was running. But fortunately for the Miners, it's a foul ball.
Inside now, full count to Gonzalez.
Talked about how well this team's been hitting as of late. Gonzalez has a .409 average just in these last 6 games. Spraying the ball over the field. He's had a great month, too.
Sherry's payoff upcoming. Time called first, though, by Ray Gonzalez. Now chopper right back to Sherry. Throw to first is going to be in time, and that'll end the inning. 1 run comes in for Butler on 1 hit, 1 costly error, and 1 man left on base. We'll go to the 4th with Butler ahead 2-0.
If you suffered an injury,
I know, it was weird.
John Hagan takes a ball to begin the 4th. Butler leading 2-0. Blue Sox have 3 hits and no errors. West Virginia with 2 hits and 1 error. Called strike here. Meeker been solid. He had 2 base runners last inning, but got a big strike out of Austin Norman to get out of it.
Second time he's got Norman to go down. Swinging.
Another called strike. Miners, of course, are coached by Tim Epling. He's been with the team since its inception in 2010. His father Doug owns the team. There's a liner caught by the second baseman, Maglione, for the first out.
Kind of odd the way Maglione got. They almost had to reach forward a little extra. He thought he was far enough, but that ball didn't have too much hang time on it, so I had to rush his play on that one. Didn't have to extend too far, but.
Now batting number 23, the first baseman, Justin Mitchell.
Justin Mitchell, the first baseman for the Miners. Tall lefty will step in and take a strike. Meeker is already up to 62 pitches here in the fourth inning.
A little worrisome, but he's been pretty solid so far.
Oh, diving stop by Webb at first. Flips to Meeker to get the out. What a play by Christian Webb. Normally a catcher. Shows off the leather at first base.
I was just going to say, that makes it even more impressive. A guy who's not a regular out there. You got to wonder if he even plays first much in college at all. So, yeah, there you go. That's a heck of a play, though.
I think he would transition there pretty smoothly, though.
He's been really solid there from what we've seen this summer out of him there. It's so funny how so often you see a lot of guys who were catchers transition into first baseman or do both. It's funny to see how some do well with it and others kind of struggle.
Meeker had one go to the backstop there. It looked like he just lost the hand. Oh, bunt attempt shown by Acuna. He pulled it back like immediately.
Almost
he saw
immediately.
The ball basically skipped into him.
He got a bad grip on that one, it looked like.
1-0. That's a good fastball, but it's rolled a ball. Now the 2-0 delivery. That's a good fastball in there for a strike.
But yeah, we talk about that pitch count for Meeker, 64 right now. It kind of makes you wonder how far maybe they'll test him out here. He's been so good so far, but we'll see.
One bit outside, I guess. Meeker has had a bit of trouble with the third batter in each inning.
That's right.
Except for the last one. He did get the out there, but he did give up a single on the second batter. The ball fouled into the top of the net, recoils back into the field.
Yeah, you're right. They're talking back first and second innings. Dan Ward, he walked him in the first, walked Ivan Acuna, who's up at the plate right now in the second. So looking to try to avoid that. Just get out of it and keep that pitch count right where it is.
Here's the 3-2. Acuna takes ball 4. Third walk issued by James Meeker here.
The right fielder, Colby Johnson.
Second one to Acuna. Now it's Colby Johnson's turn. That's why the pitch count's kind of gone high. There's been a lot of full counts for James in this one.
There have.
But he's really limited any type of threats to this point.
Yeah, you're right. There's been some solid defense for the Blue Sox. It's been a combination of a lot of things, but yeah, gotten into a few messes, but gotten out pretty quickly.
James not getting the outside now. Although that looks like it's off the plate, but he's hit the same spot a lot, and he just is not getting that call. Oh, my goodness. Johnson with a ridiculous swing. Here's the 1-1. That's outside.
Falling behind a little bit here against Johnson. That's what we talked about. You just get these extra pitches, that extra batter. And they're being patient, too. They see that Meeker's pitch count's getting up there. And the Miners they're letting him continue to keep throwing.
Well, 3-1 now. He's just not getting that outside. He's a little
had it
befuddled
earlier.
here.
Yeah. That's frustrating, too, when you've got it rolling. But now it doesn't seem to go that way.
He's been very consistent on that spot, but it's been consistently rolled a ball, so you can't really get upset about it. At least this inning it has. 3-1, fouled at the plate.
Up to 75 now on the inning. In the game is Meeker. Got to hope he can at least get through that fifth and just qualify for the win.
Well, here's another payoff pitch. And it's chopped to second. Maglione has it. The throw to first in plenty of time to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left stranded. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth with West Virginia down here to Butler 2 to nothing.
The fourth inning. But on weekends, they have little or no food items at all. Thanks to our Buckhead sponsors.
Ready to go here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Butler up 2 nothing. Christian Webb.
First baseman Christian Webb.
It's a flare to center field, and that's going to fall in between the second baseman Acuna and the center fielder Norman for a single. A little flare that falls in.
You know, it's not the hardest hit ball, but like we said, what Webb has been, where he's been struggling as of late, got that 228 average. You'll take whatever you can get.
Yeah, that was a well-placed blooper.
Just got down in no man's land, the Bermuda Triangle out there, so to say.
And now with nobody out, here's Maglione. He fouled out. It is to the third base side, his first time up on a nice catch by shortstop Ramsey. Takes a strike here. Here's the 0-1. Maglione will lay down a bunt. Here he goes, and he's going to let it go. They're all going to let it go, and it will. Oh, he kicked that ball. Okay, thank you. And that will be a fair ball and a bunt single for Maglione. Oh, by Hagen. We'll try to magic trick there. A little kick of the ball, and that didn't work. Good job by Garrett Proper, our umpire, to see that.
I have never seen someone try and kick a ball like that before. That was incredible. You see Hagen's face right after they called it a fair ball. He was smiling. He knew what he did anyway. So
that's hilarious.
It
laid right on the line, too. They knew they didn't have a chance at Maglione, so they figured, well, we'll just kick it foul.
How about that?
Now Kirkpatrick fouls one off. Cody Harold a little late on the attempt to throw it in.
If it's on the line, it's a fair ball, correct?
Yes, that's right.
So I mean, at that point, I guess you might as well kick it, right?
It was dead on the line, so they didn't have a chance.
I think if they don't play that and they keep waiting, Maglione might take off for third. No one's at the bag. So, honestly, that might have been a good decision by Hagen.
Yeah. There's a swing through. You mean Webb. Webb was the second.
Webb, pardon me. Yeah. I mean, he might have just gone to third, but no one was covering third, correct?
No.
Right? So, I think it was actually, looking back at it, that was a smart decision by Hagen to just kill the play.
Becomes a dead ball at that point. 0-2 bouncer. Nice block by DeLeo. 2 men on here, nobody out.
I mean, I can't believe I'm hearing myself saying that, but that's the honest truth there. It's a little bit of gamesmanship in a lot of ways.
And you never know. You kick that ball just a little bit. Maybe the umpire doesn't see it. You get away with one. Cody Harold loses his mind out there. There's a pop-up over top our heads.
Proper had a good view there. He was right along the line on that third base side. Wow, that was goofy, though. Blue Sox have life, though. Still no outs in the inning.
Ooh, nice curveball by Sherry. Gets Kirkpatrick to strike out. Now it's Eric Bolton's turn.
Now batting number 9, the catcher, Eric Bolton.
Bolton struck out his first time up. Here's the pitch. He's going to pop it over top our heads. Another foul ball.
A tough go this season for Bolton with runners in scoring position, hitting .083. That's in 24 at-bats, so a decent sample size for that. But he does have 6 RBIs in that time, too.
Had a couple of really good at-bats in the game against Champion City. He got hit. I think that hit him, didn't it?
I thought so,
guess
too.
not. Both runners are going to move up, though. Wild pitch. I thought that hit him in the helmet.
Did that bounce off of the glove?
Maybe.
And then hit. Wow. How about that deflection? I think that's what happened. I think it hit the glove.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have runners in second and third. It's time to get loud.
Oh, God. Bolton takes high. Not as high as the last one.
Not quite. I didn't have to watch out for his head there. That's why you wear the helmets.
Yeah. Chance for a couple of RBIs for Bolton now. It's outside 3-1. And you're one pitch away for loading the bases for Ben Carew here.
It's not like Sheary can just, walk Bolton to face a lefty because Carew is another right-hander on deck. As we talked about those, stacking the lineup with them.
Ball 4. And that makes it bases loaded. Time called. Here comes Tim Epling out to gather the infield.
So obviously there's going to be a play at the plate if the ball's hitting the infield by any means. You're going to see West Virginia definitely be playing in, but you can't have the same mistake that Ramsey had earlier when he threw high.
Right. I would guess the middle infielders will play for double play depth, but the corner infielders will play in.
About at the bag or so. Yeah, I could. Yeah, you have to get the double play. I think that's the only case where they won't throw home is if a double play is imminent, But that's the thing, though. If you're the Miners defensively and a ball's hit the short, you've got to know that this ball is going to be turned into a double play. You can't think it will, as in they've got to react really fast. Because if you only get an out at second base and allow a run to score, that's terrible. At that point, just throw home. So we'll see what they do here, though. But wouldn't that be something Carew put down another bunt attempt, as he did when he reached before? Try to get a good old suicide squeeze.
I don't know. I wouldn't advise that with the bases loaded, but I've seen stranger things. I've seen Ronnie Cedeno do it once.
That's right.
It didn't work out. Called strike here to Carew.
I mean, you know what I'm going to say. I never advise bunting at all, so swing the bat. Carew has good reason to. He's been hitting really well lately. .354 average in July entering tonight.
Oh, called strike again. 0-2 real quick here on Ben. So now things have ratcheted up for him. A couple of quick strikes.
Got to protect the plate here.
Here's the pitch. Carew takes high. Good take. That's an easy one to chase.
Absolutely. We talked about that's been Meeker's plan on the other side of things here for the Blue Sox on the mound. He's been pitching up to guys, gotten some nice swings and misses. We've seen Austin Norman go down twice that way, but Carew patient on a fastball upstairs.
Oh, there's a ground ball to third. They'll step on the bag for one throw across. Oh, nice pick at first by Justin Mitchell for a 5-3 double play to end the inning.
Kind of what we talked about there, Jaron. You had to be sure you were going to get a double play, and they were sure. That was right at the bag at third. And, we say that the shortstop and second baseman are pretty much playing double play depth by being back, but third and first in a way are by being right at the bag with the bases loaded.
They brush away that gingivitis and realign those bases.
Well, Blue Sox will miss out on an opportunity here. We'll go to the fifth with the Blue Sox ahead 2-0.
A call to schedule
Top of the 5th, 9-hitter Chad Ramsey will lead it off. And he'll ground it to first. A nice play again by Christian Webb over there. Takes it to the bag himself. 3 unassisted for the first out.
Number 28, the catcher.
You need that one pitch, one out if you're Meeker. 77 pitches now after that one. That's huge for him. After a lot of at-bats, as we said, where he'd gone 3-1, 3-2, 2-2. Nice to have one just go out on the first pitch.
DeLeo, the catcher, is 1 for 2. Not often you see a catcher leading off, but we did see that last time West Virginia was here.
That's correct. Yeah, DeLeo led off a little bit for them then too. That's odd. Sometimes you like to see what you can get out of your catchers. Sometimes some of them are a little more speedy, get on base a little better. It's a different strategy to be for sure, though.
Oh, one curveball looked pretty good, but it did dip below the knees.
And DeLeo came in tonight with a .318 on base percentage. So, I mean, not terrible, not great, but it is still a little surprising.
1-1, swing through.
Another pink bat user as well. I've counted at least 3 players on the minors using that pink bat. Whether there is more than one, I don't see too many other ones in there.
Time called.
It is odd, though, having a 208 hitter leading off. I mean, whatever you
Right, yeah.
say about everything else, 208 at the end of the day, that's tough.
1-2. Good curveball. Does not get the call, though. Evens the count at 2 apiece. That one fell right through the zone.
It's right there, but we haven't seen Meeker go off speed too much, but came close with that one.
Yeah, broke off a nice curveball. Now a 2-2. Fastball fouled straight back. I'd like to see him try that curveball again.
I want to see that. The movement was good. It just missed, obviously, so we'll see. We've seen a lot, like we said, a lot of fastballs from Meeker. If you've got confidence in that, you've got to stick with it at this point in the game.
2-2 delivery outside, full count.
I've seen a little bit of why maybe DeLeo's getting that time at the top of the order, waiting it out.
We've seen a lot of that from the minors tonight. They're not chasing that pitch outside. Time called, and it looks like James wanted a new baseball.
Yeah, but they're being real patient, and it's shown obviously not just in Meeker's pitch count, but he's issued 3 walks in this game. They got to start getting more base runners though, only getting 1 or 2 an inning.
The curveball grounded to third off of Gulikowski's glove out into left field. That should be a base hit.
Like there was a hole in his glove out there. He had it in the right spot, but just missing on that one. That's a tough play too on the run a little bit, but I think you're right. I think that is fair to say that should be a base hit.
Number 21, left fielder Eddie Gonzalez.
It is rolled a hit. That's a tough play for Brady, and it just eluded him. Like I said,
it was weird. He was on the run. He looked like he had his glove right there, but
I think it was going to hop a little bit shorter than he thought it was going to.
Sometimes you see that on these turf fields. That's one of the toughest things is even when you play there all the time, so many of those bounces are still unexpected.
It's the 3rd hit tonight for the Miners. Here's Gonzalez at the plate. He takes a strike. And now the 0-1. Ooh, that's right there too. Gonzalez puts his head down in disgust at that strike call.
A little frustrated. Yeah, when you're struggling to get guys on, though, too, you've got to do whatever you can.
Here's the 0-2. Fouled off. That's going into the party deck and over the party deck on the third base side.
Gonzalez's average will probably be just below 300 because he's over 2 on the night, but, entering play tonight, one of 5 minors to be hitting over 300. Excuse me, 6 actually. So now they only have 5.
0-2, high fastball.
Jaron, we talked about this earlier in the game where in a count like that, 0-2, a pitch outside trying to get in the chase, you can afford to do because you're hoping for a chase. It's early enough in the game. But the deeper into the game you get, the more that almost hurts that you didn't get them to chase on that one as your pitch count rises.
1-2. Hard chopper, and Kirkpatrick had vacated shortstop. The hit and run works out well here. Runners on first and third with one out. Oh, man. Kirkpatrick, if he's standing in his normal spot, it's a double play ball, but that's why you do a hit and run.
Yeah.
And it worked out great.
And, Jared, that's a good point, too, because so often when fans look at the hit and run, they say, okay, well, they're doing this to try and if there's a ground ball to avoid a double play, as in, you won't be able to get the runner out at second. Or, maybe they're hoping just to get runners in scoring position and get one over all the way over to third, too. And sometimes you see stuff like that. That's part of the strategy, is knowing that the shortstop, when he sees the runner taking off for second, he's going to instinctively run over to the bag, vacates the position. You saw it, an easy base hit.
Eddie Gonzalez will be on the move here, too, I'm going to guess, to try to stay out of that double play again. They might try the double steal here but they did that last time. DeLeo didn't come home. So we'll see if they actually put it in play this time. Here's the first pitch from James Meeker. It's high, and this is Dan Ward at the plate. This is the one time where I would not try the double steal with their best hitter at the plate. You don't want to. You do not want to waste an out on the bases with Dan Ward up. I don't think.
I think you're right there too. You got decent speed with Gonzalez at first anyway.
Strike on a swing through.
You let the middle of this order hit. Let Ward hit. If he hits into a double play, he hits into a double play.
I'd say try with 2 outs if they get Ward here. Oh, there's a good fastball.
I think that's fair. Well, then you're thinking about double steal at that point. Not just a hit and run. Got to get to Norman first, though, but a double play ball here would be huge for Meeker.
One, 2 outside.
Webb is holding on Gonzalez at first. Got to at least keep an eye on him, I suppose.
He's got a decent, not much of a lead, but there, pitch outside again. They've had Meeker's had a hard time finding that strike 3 pitch against Dan Ward. He had him ahead now 3 times, and he's ended up in a 3-2 count all 3 at bats.
Yeah. Ward turned that into a walk in the first, then we saw him, the only pitch he swung at in the third, he singled to left.
Throw over to first, and Gonzalez dives back safely. 3-2. I wouldn't be surprised to see Gonzalez on the go now. There he goes. Here's the pitch. It's outside, ball 4, bases are loaded. James Meeker just looked like he was kind of afraid to come in on Dan Ward there, and instead he gives up a free pass. Third time Dan's been on base tonight.
And we talk about how much Meeker's been throwing those fastballs in there, and obviously Ward had good success with the one he saw earlier. It almost makes you wonder if perhaps that was a time for something off speed to try maybe a curveball outside, but Meeker tried the fastball, tried to get Ward to chase, but he would not go.
Time called. Here comes Josh Forbes out to have a visit, and looking out in the bullpen, it looks like Jamie Switalski is getting loose. And so I imagine Forbes will stick with Meeker here because Norman has struck out twice against him. But, I mean, in a game like this where you're protecting a big lead in the division, you gotta do your best to win these ball games, and if James gives up a hit here, I would imagine it would be it for him, or a walk even.
You would think. 95 pitches right now. A hit probably ties the game. Even a single probably brings in 2 runs here. So it's hard to say. Short leash, though. Short leash, to put it simply. Only 1 out in the inning, so, boy, needs that ground ball out right here. But let's see what Meeker can do.
First pitch is high.
Webb and Gulakowski even with their respective bags, but middle infielders at double play depth.
Foul ball again. I've seen a lot of foul balls against James Meeker tonight. Not a ton of swings and misses. Not a ton of called strikes either.
That's how this count seem to be going forward. He's getting those 2 strikes by, like you said, a lot of these foul balls. So good and bad in a lot of ways.
1-1. Popped up on the infield. Infield fly roll. This will be an automatic out. Kirkpatrick's chasing it still. Makes the catch. It doesn't matter anyways, because as soon as that ball was up on the infield, batter's out.
Yeah, absolutely. Matthew Malik, the infield umpire, ruled that out almost immediately. Oh, it's hit plenty high out there. That's a huge second out, though. We were talking about those foul balls. Not a lot of them have been like the hard hit ones down the line. I don't know if you just saw, but down the dugout, Norman just broke his bat on his knee.
I don't know.
A little frustrated. He's had a tough day so far. 2 strikeouts on that high pop-up.
Extremely upset. That's that's tough. I mean, he's used to coming through in big situations, and in that case, that was worst case scenario. He doesn't even get a ball to the outfield to try to get a sacrifice fly. He just pops it up on the infield, and he's an automatic out. That's just as bad as striking out.
Yeah, and that's extremely frustrating.
Hagan is ahead 1-0. Here's the pitch. It's outside. Meeker doing his best here to try to work out of a bases-loaded situation. Austin Sherry did it for the Miners last inning.
That double play ball.
Yeah, in the 4th inning.
Hagan hitting .286 and 7 at-bats with the bases loaded on the year.
2-0. There's a good fastball for a called strike.
Next couple pitches here, if he has any more, it's really going to determine Meeker's game here, how we're going to look back at it. Either going to be just labored and it finally caved in, in the 5th, or it's going to be it was a gutsy outing. So you've got to think this is it, though, as he's just at 100.
He's grinding right now. There's a good fastball again, called strike 2. Does he have one more in him, Joel?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I wonder what he's going to go with here. That's my question is, again, if you're Hagan, you've got to be thinking a fastball's coming, but this might be the perfect time to fool him with something off speed. I'd say go with the fastball, though. That's what he's confident in.
2-2. Ground ball to third, and Gulikowski will step on the bag to end the inning. James Meeker gets out of a bases-loaded jam to end the inning. Oh, boy. And I think that will probably be it for him tonight, but what a gutsy 5 innings out of James Meeker. And we'll go to the bottom half with the Blue Sox ahead, 2-0.
County 4, you can count on Butler County 4 to own the real deal. Leading off forward, the Butler Blue
Top of the order, due up for Butler here in the 5th against Austin Sheary. It's Stefan Rakonja, who's been on base twice. Takes a called strike to begin it here.
I mentioned it early, Sharon, how well Marconja's been hitting this month. Someone just missed, but it's so funny that I said 326 coming into today's game in July. 7 of his 8 extra base hits have come this month. So that tells you how well he's been doing it.
Yeah, including his home runs.
Exactly. I think of those 7 extra base hits, it's 3 doubles, 2 triples, and 2 home runs.
And a line shot past the second baseman, Acuna. A base hit out into center field, and he just keeps on rolling.
And that was a single by number 3, Stefan Merconja, now batting.
Third time on base here, too. Yeah, 2 singles, reach on that fielder's choice as well.
Yeah, insert him into the top of the lineup tonight with Tanner Murphy getting the day off. Yeah, absolutely, it's working.
It's working.
Now it's Kulikowski's turn. He's 0 for 2. He's really...
he's due.
Yeah, he is due.
He's due for a hit. 1 hit in the last 27 at-bats.
Well, there's a ball hit to right field. Coming in and making the catch out there is Johnson for the first out. He hit the ball well, but he just didn't get rewarded for it.
And Kulikowski's usually a patient hitter, so that says something. He's going up there and swinging first pitch. Usually we see him take at least 2 or 3, it seems like a lot of times. But when you're in a slump, you've got to change things up a little bit, and he gave it a good shot. A nice little flare, but not enough.
Calvin Scott takes called strike. Tough one to begin the at-bat there. Checks his swing, pitch low. Calvin had an RBI, an RBI single.
No,
it wasn't an RBI. That's right. They moved him over. They moved the runner to third. There's the throw over, and now it's going to get away, and Mercanges to second. He'll stay there as the right fielder Johnson gets to the ball and throws it in. But that's an error on the pitcher, Austin Sherry.
Throw over actually came from DeLeo behind the plate.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, after the pitch.
Yeah,
but yeah, nonetheless, though, you know, Miners throwing the ball all over the field. Sherry had the error earlier.
Right.
After Ben Crew, he reached on the bunt single and then went all the way to third. That was Sherry's throw. This time, though, DeLeo.
Yeah, he gets in on the action. 2 errors now for West Virginia. Calvin Scott, foul tip. He was...
Just got that.
Yeah.
That was close.
Yeah.
Almost an excuse me swing.
Yeah. 2-2 count. Gonzalez on deck. Looking to add on here. Butler up 2-0. And the fans getting into it here. Stomping and clapping. Trying to cheer on Calvin Scott. And he checks his swing on a pitch low to make it a full count. They ask him if he went around. No chance. Bases umpire Matthew Malik says he did not go.
You know, I hate to sound like someone in the Nashville Predators covering their team and how the way they were in the Stanley Cup final, but it's exciting seeing energetic crowds out here lately.
Absolutely.
You know, you hate to think they factor into a game, but it's fun to see lately.
Pitch low, ball 4, and Calvin Scott draws a 1-out walk to put runners on first and second.
The designated hitter, Ray Gonzalez.
You know, I think the big product of the excitement of this is just how well the team's been playing. You see this across the country. It doesn't matter what level of sport it is. The local teams are, you know, they're really winning it together. There's going to be a lot of support. Winning cures everything, Jaron. Winning cures everything.
Here comes an infield meeting. And the Miners do have a right-hander warming in the bullpen. It looks like Sherry's going to stand. One interesting thing about Tim Epling is he wears an opposite hat to his team. He wears a white hat, and his team's wearing a green hat.
I just noticed that. You know, last week we saw him do the opposite shirt, too, because the one day the Miners wore I think it was their road grays, and he wore the yellow shirt. But then the next day they were in their yellow jerseys. He wore a gray shirt. So
white. It was a white shirt. Yeah.
Was it white?
Yeah,
okay, but nonetheless,
yeah,
it's still a little goofy. The hat, too, that's funny. I didn't even see that.
Ray Gonzalez ready to go. Here's the pitch. It is low.
73rd pitch of the game for Shear. He's been solid. You know, he's allowed his fair amount of base runners. Obviously, it's not the shutout he threw earlier this season, but been effective, giving his team a chance.
Another pitch low. DeLeo had to try to find it between Gonzalez's legs. Neither runner takes off.
It wasn't just those 2 pitches, though, but we've seen him really missing low a lot this inning to every batter thus far.
Yeah, that Calvin Scott walk is a very good example of that. Yeah,
everything was low there, so trying to get some swings and misses there, but the Blue Sox are being extremely patient.
Now, if you're Ray, you got to be looking for something to hit here. You know, he checks or does not swing at a fastball that hit the outside. That's probably not the one he was looking for.
Yeah, I mean, you think in a 2-0 count, you're going to see something good, but you've got. If it's outside like that, probably the right to look at it, but in that case, called a strike.
2-1 delivery is a hard hit ball fair down the third baseline past Hagan. Around third to score is Mercanja. Scott will be held at third. A double for Gonzalez makes it 3-0. Oh, he smoked that ball past Hagan.
Double by number 7, Ray Gonzalez.
Got his pitch to hit there. We figured he was going to see one pretty soon. There it was right there, just past the lunging Hagan at third. Down the line. Boy, Ray Gonzalez has been really feeling it at the plate lately. Blue Sox add to their lead now.
And still only one out with 2 runners in scoring position. The infield will come in. And at the plate is Christian Webb. He singled last time up. There's a hard hit grounder to the shortstop. And Scott bluffed like he was coming home. Ramsey looks him back and then throws across to get Webb for the out.
That's a good defensive play by Ramsey. You've got to check the runner back, give him a legitimate attempt, because if Scott thinks for a second that Ramsey's just bluffing at all, he's going to take off. But that was a strong bluff by Ramsey. He was able to get the big out at first.
A lot of times you'll see that, and then the shortstop will not make the throw on target. But he
did a great job at readjusting to first. He took his time, so he had a lot of time.
Ball bounces away. Scott's coming home. He will score, and it's now a 4-0 game. Wild pitch from Austin Sherry.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Butler Blue Sox now lead 4-0.
Good read by Calvin Scott. Not a lot of room here, but he went on the moment the ball went past DeLeo.
Yeah, not a lot of space between the backstop and home plate, but you're right. That was so smart of Scott. If he was going to go, he had to commit to it. He didn't hesitate for a second, and they weren't even able to get a toss in to retire him. So
Ray Gonzalez moves to third. Here's the pitch, and Maglione fouls it off. Almost took the umpire with it.
Blue Sox are just really taking advantage of the mistakes that the Miners have made in this game. You think about a couple throwing errors, one this inning, one back in the third. Blue Sox can really credit 3 of their runs to mistakes by the Miners, and then, of course, the wild pitch.
Maglione takes high. Head now 2-1. Three, 4-0 Blue Sox. Ball hit well, but foul down the left field line. That made it out of here. He straightens that out. That's a 2-run shot.
That was close. That was close. Hopefully it didn't hit any cars out there. We've got a lot, with the big crowd on, of course, we've got a lot of cars out there, but boy, that looked good off the bat. You could just tell it was going way to the left, though.
See if he can straighten it out.
Boy, that'd be nice.
2-2. Maglione with a base hit out in the left field. And that will score Ray Gonzalez. And it's now 5-0 Blue Sox. He said he wanted some insurance runs off the air. We got him.
There we go, right there. Kept thinking it was gutsy work from Mika on the mound. You got to think that, the Blue Sox could get some more, and that's exactly what they do. They're batting around right now. They're just finding ways to advance, taking advantage of errors. A little to complain about.
Whew. Justin Kirkpatrick at the plate now. He struck out twice in this ball game, but he's looking to keep the train rolling here, and he fouls the first pitch he sees off into general admission. I don't think that hit anybody, thankfully.
Actually, looked like that went into the party deck.
It did go. Yeah, it did make it. It bypassed general admission.
Very close. Took a quick look, but it did not stop for any passengers.
Chopper up the middle, fielded by the shortstop Ramsey, and they do not. No way! They do get the out. I don't think they did though, because Maglione slid in. Ramsey skipped around the base and then jumped on it. Oh, that's close.
Oh, he thought about going to first.
Yeah.
And then he realized he had to play at second. But, oh, boy, I thought that was safe at second. We'll have to take a look at that one.
Well, we're going to pause for now. We'll go to the 6th with Butler ahead 5-0.
In the next half inning, everyone in the ball. Leading off in the top of the sixth, number 25.
Well, Joel, our
first
suspicions
baseman,
were correct. We kind of got hosed at the end of the inning there. Looking back at the replay, the call at second was botched by our home plate or our bases umpire, Matthew Malik. But that'll happen. It's close play, but he skipped around the base. He never touched it. Maglione slid in, and then he stepped on the base after that, and they called him out. Fly ball that will go foul down the left field line for the first strike here to Justin Mitchell. James Meeker back out there. Kind of surprised to see that, but I guess they're going to try to get some more length out of him.
I guess, maybe adding a couple more runs makes you think that just to get a little bit of it, maybe at least get him just to start this fifth inning.
Here's the 0-1. That's inside.
Yeah, but pitching coach Josh Forbes wants to go with him. It's so funny. We look at how the scenario has changed up so much here, Jaron. Look at before the bottom of the fifth, he was in a bases-loaded jam.
There's a pop-up in the shallow left field. Kirkpatrick going out, gives way to Ben Carew, who has it for the first out.
Like I'm saying, though, it's so interesting how quickly this game has taken on a different turn.
Yeah.
If Meeker allows a base hit in the top of the fifth, it's probably a tie game going into the bottom half. Instead, gets out of the jam, and the Blue Sox add 3 more in the bottom half, and they get a comfortable lead. So it's so funny how momentum can change so quickly like that.
Yeah, 5 runs on 8 hits now, and then nothing on 4 for West Virginia. Chopper right back to Meeker. He will throw over to Christian Webb, 2 away. Acuna retired for the first time tonight after walking the first 2 times he was up.
Colby Johnson.
A little bit less stressful inning so far for Meeker, but here's the real test, getting that third hitter of the inning out. Look at last inning, it surrendered a single to Eddie Gonzalez, who was hitting third, but that one should have been an out, as we talked about. That was hit right towards where Kirkpatrick should have been at shortstop.
Yeah, that was the problem. It wasn't Kirkpatrick's fault. It was just hit and run, and they made the best of it. Johnson is 0 for 2, takes a strike here from James Meeker. Strikeout and a ground out so far tonight. Now ball popped out of the stadium. Another one that will make its way into the parking lot. Got a few kids out there rounding them up tonight, it looks like. Usually happens on big crowd nights. A few of them slip out of here and go get the baseballs.
Plenty of balls get hit out there, so you might as well.
1-1 is popped up. Calvin Scott is under it, makes the catch in right field for the final out. 1, 2, 3 for the first time tonight. Go the Miners.
The 6th inning.
We'll go to the bottom of the 6th with Butler leading it 5-0.
Miners 5-0. And this inning break is brought to you by catcher Eric Bolton.
New pitcher for the West Virginia Miners here in the 6th inning. It'll be Levi Nash from the University of Charleston taking over. He'll replace Austin Sheary. Swing and a miss from Eric Bolton started off. Sheary goes 5, allows 5 runs, 3 of them earned on 8 hits, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. And he's on the hook right now with the Blue Sox ahead 5-0. There's a hard grounder, but foul.
Looking at the stats for Nash on the season, no record. Oh, I apologize. Yeah, no record. I was looking at the game start. 6 games overall for Nash. Now in 7th, 10 innings pitched, 11 hits allowed, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts, only 1 extra base hit as well. But that ERA sitting at 3.60. The right-hander in to relieve lefty Sheary.
Bolton takes high. Now time called.
Blue Sox don't pinch hit a lot, but I kind of wonder if we may see some lefties coming off the bench now.
Possibly. I mean, with a 5-run cushion.
Not as likely, but
no. If they do, Bolton went around. He tells Proper. He looks around and says, "Why don't you check down with our first base umpire here?" But nope. He said he went around. He did go around though.
I didn't think so either.
Now batting number 17.
Yeah, but like we said, I mean, you probably won't unless this gets within a 2 or 3 run game and they need some comfort. But or maybe you take out a guy who's been struggling so far. But it would be a little surprising. But yeah, it's a right-handed heavy lineup from the Blue Sox. Only lefties in there are Webb and Gulikowski.
Carew takes a ball. Singled and scored. First time up. Ball hit to right center. Going back and not getting it out there is Johnson. And Carew is in the second with a stand-up double. Ball hits the base of the wall out there in a little opposite field action for Ben Carew.
Yeah, Ben Carew, as we talked about, he's been on a roll in the month of July. 2 hits on the day now, came in hitting .354. And just to say how good he's been, it's pretty crazy. He started the month hitting .227. Obviously he had his struggles, but since then he's brought his average up pretty darn near 300. Came in hitting .291, so heck of a month for Carew, and it's been huge in this game at the bottom of the order, just finding ways to get on.
Well, Stefan Mercanja, speaking of finding ways to get on, he's been on all 3 times, scored 2 runs, singled twice, and he's done his job at the top of the order this evening. Swings out off-speed pitch from Nash.
Reaches again unless it's a walk. Blue Sox will be getting yet another run.
Here's the 0-1. Mercanja takes outside.
Kind of interesting how the Miners are playing this. It's almost double play depth, except for at first base where Mitchell's pretty far back.
I like how Stefan rolls the pants up, goes a little old school with his high blue socks.
Yeah, you see a lot of outfielders do that, don't you? That seems to be a thing among speedier players, too, tend to do that for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Josh Harrison look.
It is, yeah. You see Andrew McCutcheon do it every once in a while. A lot of times he tends to, but a lot of guys in this league do it, though. You're not seeing a lot on the Miners. You've got Mitchell does it.
Pitcher.
Ramsey does it, yeah, the pitcher does it as well.
Here's the 1-1. That's low.
I wish they had the stirrups, though. Nothing beats stirrups. Those socks are the best. That's the real old school look you want to do, but don't always have that luxury.
Check of second, now the 2-1, and Mercanja fights it off in the shallow right. Mitchell going back will make the catch for the second out.
He kind of reached on that one, did Mercanja. Did a good job of getting contact on it, just reached a little too much, I think, with that one for how far outside that was. And it thought for a second maybe that was going to drop in, but Mitchell had enough space to make a play.
Brady Gulikowski is looking to get his first hit of the night. He Yeah, we'll face a righty for the first time. That helps out.
That could help. That could help. Something as simple as that. We talked about last time when he went up against a right-hander. Against the left-hander Sheary, he was swinging away first pitch, but flew out. But a look at the splits here for Gulikowski. He struggled against lefties. Came in tonight hitting 111 versus them, but against right-handers, a 302 header.
After a ball, here's the next pitch from Nash. No, he'll step off instead and look Carew back to second.
Yeah, but Gulikowski, a drastic example of the difference of guy versus right-handers versus lefties, like I said.
Oh, grounder up the middle, fielded nicely by the shortstop. Ramsey throw will get Gulikowski to end the inning. Blue Sox stranded a runner at second, but they do hold a 5-0 lead through 6 innings.
Century, Zorbal. Number 38, Jamie Switolski.
Taking over on the hill for the Blue Sox here in the 7th is number 35, or 38 tonight, I guess. 35 normally, Jamie Switolski. Jamie, another victim of, maybe he must have thought it was white shirt day. Like Calvin Scott. And everybody else wore their blue shirts, so they had to get the extra uniforms up there for those two guys.
I was thinking either we've got a thief or it's exactly that. I was hoping it would be that.
They weren't. They must not have been in the group text or something. I don't know.
There you go.
But Jamie Switolski is on the hill, and he gets Ramsey to swing through the first pitch. Good night for James Meeker. Goes 6 innings of shutout ball. Allowed just 4 hits, 4 walks, had 4 strikeouts. Scattered those walks, though, and the hits for that matter. Pitch misses high, even to count of 1 apiece.
Gutsy outing. I think that's the best way to look at it for Meeker. He gave his team a chance to win, and they provide the bats to back him up. They've done a nice job so far.
Switolski misses.
Switolski, though, on to relieve him. He's 1-0 in the season with a .553 earned run average in 10 games, now his 11th. Does have 2 saves in 13 innings, 13 strikeouts, 5 walks, and 16 hits allowed.
Ball there, 3-1. So the last thing you want to do with a 5-run lead is start putting free passes up on the board.
Yeah, you're exactly right there.
And that's exactly what it'll do to start it out here. Ball 4 low, and Chad Ramsey led down to first base, and now you turn it over to DeLeo, who's been a pretty good performer for the Miners tonight. A couple of base hits to his credit. He has been stranded at third twice, though.
That's true, but got to hopefully get through this order before it gets to the tough part. Ward, Norman, Hagan, and Mitchell. That's the guys who you're really concerned about. I mean, granted, Meeker did a nice job against them. The only one who really was a threat to him was Ward, who reached all 3 plate appearances. But you don't want to play around and you don't want to take that risk against them. They're hungry for some hits.
Switolski will set and deliver a fastball that misses. Now step off and a throw over. Ramsey wasn't strayed too far from the bag, so he easily gets back.
Got to give him a look, though.
Yeah,
always got to be close with those.
1-0, swing and a miss for strike one.
Ramsey on the season, 4 stolen bases in 5 attempts. See if he wants to start get running to give his team a chance here.
Fastball swing through here. Now it's 1-2. Hit and run worked once tonight.
It did.
I wonder when they're going to try to employ that again.
You have to. You haven't scored any runs,
right.
So you've got to pull out all the tricks you can. I mean, like we said, West Virginia's getting guys on. It's just they can't advance them.
You got to be aggressive here. Down 5, I think. Pitch high, 2-2.
The other thing is maybe you wait him out with Switolski. We've saw obviously the leadoff walk, got 2 in here. You got to wonder. I like the bite on his fastball though so far. It's got a little extra life on, a little movement too. Not a ton, of course.
Another step off and another throw over. Again, back safely standing up is Ramsey. I got to give Bolton credit. He tried to bring that curveball into the zone, but it was not there. Now it's a full count.
Back-to-back at-bats. I've gone to 3 balls and a strike.
There's swing through. Makes it a full count. No, that's strike 3. I thought so. He swung and missed at 3 of them.
Scoreboard still said 3-1, so I wondered if wasn't sure what that was. But yeah, strike 3.
Yeah, strike out, 1 away.
But nonetheless, that is 2 straight at-bats. I went pretty close to the length of it. You looked at Ramsey's at-bat. That was a 3-1 count at the time, and then he walked. And then DeLeo, of course, right here on a full count, swings and misses.
Yeah, our scorekeeper, Pat, totally missed this swinging strike because he even has it wrong on the point streak. Oh, hey, we'll let it slide. I'll let him know. 1 away, 1 man on. Here's Eddie Gonzalez, a left-handed hitting bat. The lefty will try to bunt, and he pulls back, and almost like a softball drag bunt there.
They see those every once in a while. They're risky, and they're tough to pull off, but sometimes you got to try stuff. Still surprised that Ramsey hasn't taken off at all.
Still not really straying too far. Ground ball to the Blue Sox dugout.
It's a very short lead he's been taking. You would think he might as well get off to a couple extra feet if he can, just so he has maybe a little less running over to second to do, if there is a ground ball.
Webb grabbed that foul ball off the dugout, and it made it look like he had it, and Ramsey was standing there in between first and second looking at him like, did I really just get hit and ball tricked?
Those are so rare, but man, they're fun to watch. Once you figure out, because a lot of people end up losing track of where the ball is. But I think my favorite ones are whenever a guy slides back into first, the first baseman pretends to throw back, but instead it's just holding on to the ball, and then the runner's caught off the bag.
2-1 is line to center field. Coming in is Mercanja, and he makes a great catch. Throw to first, and they do not get Ramsey, but Mercanja with a head-first slide makes a beautiful catch in center field.
What a nice little leaping grab that was. We saw earlier in the game he hit a ball he thought maybe he could get, but instead he held up and allowed it to bounce in front of him, but not this time. Extending for a nice grab. That ball gets by him, too. That's trouble. So
right, and then you got Dan Ward coming up now, and then instead of having maybe runners on first and second with 1 out, or if he's able to field that ball off the ground, it could be worse than that.
True.
Instead, it's 2 outs and just that runner on first base, and first pitch is a ball to Ward.
See how he approaches Ward, though. We talked about he's reached base safely on all 3 plate appearances. I wonder if Switolski's not going to give him much to hit.
Check swing. They'll ask. And Malik in the middle of the infield says no swing. And it's 2-0 on Dan Ward.
More throwing out in the bullpen for the Miners.
Pitch high, 3-0 to Ward with Norman on deck.
Got to think the Blue Sox might be doing some as well. At this point in the game, you're probably going into your normal relief for, even though it's a 5-0 game, just with the chances the Miners have gotten.
Here's the pitch, ball 4, and that will put runners on first and second with 2 outs. 2 walks in the inning for Jamie Switalski.
Boy, that on-base percentage after tonight's game is going to look real nice for Dan Ward. But how often he's been able to reach today. Came in with a .426 on-base percentage, 4 for 4 as in terms of getting on base. Well, it's gonna be nice later. They need some runs though. Not trying to pad the stats. Gotta get some runs for the Miners.
Ball popped up into center field. Stefan Mercanja's under it, and he's got it for the 3rd out. Again, Norman not able to get anything going with runners on. He's had an opportunity 4 times and just hasn't been able to do anything tonight. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. It's stretch time here. Butler 5 and West Virginia nothing.
The official provider of athletic training.
We're back with you here at Kelly Automotive Park. New pitcher on the mound for West Virginia, number 19. That is Chris Simon taking over on the hill for Levi Nash. And at the plate is Calvin Scott. He'll take a ball, and he's now ahead 2-0.
Nash tossed a scoreless frame. Did allow one hit, the double to Carew, but did strike out batter and got out of it.
Ground ball to shortstop. Throw in plenty of time from Ramsey for the first out.
Last call for alcohol. Last call for alcohol.
You could kind of hear the bat break for Scott on that one. He carried it a couple extra feet, but bat didn't noticeably break in half at all, but not going to be using that one again later, though. But looking at Simon's numbers on the season, obviously changing a little bit. Coming in with a 1.50 ERA in 6 innings pitched. Has allowed 4 hits on the season. Walked 4 and struck out 3.
Ray Gonzalez has had himself a good night. A sac fly in the first and an RBI double in the 5th. He's on the first pitch but fouls it straight back. Chris Simon goes to the University of West Alabama, a native of Enterprise, Alabama, junior with West Alabama this season, listed at 5'10", 195. Here's the 0-1. That's low and away. Simon hasn't been with the Miners all that long. It's only his 4th outing.
He made his debut on July 11th.
Pitch misses away. He has, what, 1 outing against Butler?
He does. Back on the 21st, tossed 3 innings, allowed 1 run on 2 hits, walked 3, struck out 3. That's his only outing where he's allowed a run.
2-1 high. Christian Webb on deck.
Gonzalez has had a nice day with 2 RBIs, 1 for 2. The double, of course, 2 innings ago.
Called strike here. Full count. Ben Carew, good on the from the bottom of the order, single and a double. And also hit into a double play, but
He did.
But you'll have that. And 2 for 3, he'll take that most nights. Hard hit foul ball by Gonzalez. Turned on it way too quickly, but
A little bit.
got a good piece of it.
When you see a guy pull it like that, you're exactly right. Just a little ahead of it. Well, more than a little on that one, but more so than usual. But yeah, back to all the Blue Sox players. We got a lot of candidates for the potential. No, obviously, don't want to jinx it. Potential post-game interview, and of course that means a Gatorade bath.
Another 3-2 outside ball for Ray Gonzalez. Works a 1-out walk.
Number 24, first baseman Christian Webb.
I'm sure James Meeker warrants some of that too. Potential to get the big win. 6 innings, like we said, real gutsy.
Yeah, good grind here tonight for a grinding performance by James Meeker. He had to battle every inning, but he got out of every inning without any issues.
You know, he's not a regular starter for the Blue Sox either, so to kind of just pinch in and step up like that, that's huge for this team.
Bouncer away to Webb.
That's what so much of that pitching mentality has to be in this league. With guys on their inning limits, with guys probably only making 5 or 6 if that starts a summer, you've got to have those guys who come in and make 1 or 2 spot starts.
Pitch is in there for a called strike, especially not this time of year.
Down the stretch, biggest games.
Right. Got a couple of guys that are, going to be resting up for a potential postseason run. You get a guy like James Meeker who can do a little bit out of the bullpen. He can do a lot for you as a starter. He's a great fielder, good hitter. That's an all-around baseball player. Ground ball to first, fielded by Mitchell. Throw to second, a sliding catch at second base by Ramsey. They'll only get 1 because of it, but they're lucky they didn't throw that ball into left field.
I was going to say, that's a heck of a play by Ramsey. To slide in there on a low throw. That was to his left. That was going to be a tough one to get a play on. That's incredible that they even got the lead runner, but first baseman Justin Mitchell looked like he may have just rushed that a little bit and maybe not gotten a good grip on the ball, but got the lead runner.
He nearly threw that ball into left field. Wow.
I can't believe Ramsey held on to it. That's a tough play for an infielder to make.
Maglione at the plate now. And here's the pitch. Takes the ball. Good offering from Simon. Ball popped up. This will stay in play. Hagan loses his glasses, loses his hat, makes the catch, and exposes his long blonde hair to end the inning.
Ladies and gentlemen, our last on-field contest of the evening, the 11th frame, Farm Grill.
No runs.
NASCAR race. Take it away, Lucas.
No hits, no errors, and 1 man left stranded. We'll go to the 8th with Butler leading it 5-0.
He's got a head start. You guys ready to go?
And new pitcher for the Butler Blue
Derek
Sox.
West will take over on the hill here in the top of the 8th. West relieves Jamie Switalski, who pitched a scoreless inning of relief. And West goes to the University of Pittsburgh. He's a native of Florida. And he's making, what, his 6th appearance of the summer, I believe?
Correct, yeah. 6th appearance, 4.26 ERA. Although, you know, that's a little, that doesn't tell the full story. His first 2 outings of the season, he allowed 3 runs and 2 and a third innings pitched overall. But he's thrown 3 straight scoreless appearances since then. So, you know, maybe that ERA, it's, again, a small sample size, but, you know, 4.26 ERA over 6 and a third innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, 5 walks, and 3 hits for West.
Hagan, who leads off here, is 0 for 3. Didn't make a good play last inning on the final out on the pop-up on the infield. But his best play of the night was that double play on Carew, where he made a nice play at third and then threw across to get the out.
That was huge. It kept the game, you know, close at the time. It's still only 2-0 Butler, but obviously it has changed big time since then.
West misses low and away. Here's the 1-1. Fastball fouled off. Derek's outings have been getting better and better as he's coming back from not pitching at all the last 2 years with injuries. And he's starting to work in some breaking stuff. And his fastball itself is very good. But you add that curveball in, and then you're going to get a lot of swing and miss potential. And he gets a foul tip here.
It was fun just watching him pitch those first couple outings, just seeing him only throw fastballs because, one, as you can tell, the delivery, we've talked about it before, we love watching this delivery.
Very effortless.
Oh, absolutely, and he's getting a lot of speed.
Yeah.
So it's fun just watching him throw fastballs, but it's exciting for him, I'm sure, to be throwing those breaking balls now.
Yeah, there's one there. It just missed off the outside corner.
Bolton tried to frame. That was a good frame, but close. Looked like a good curveball on that one. It's part of that process, slowly working them in or having some outings where that's all you throw.
Here's the 2-2 outside. Fastball misses. And now it's a full count to Hagan here with nobody out.
You know, it's so interesting for a guy like West, who obviously didn't pitch last year.
There, he gets a called strike 3. Hagan does not like it, and he'll have to head back to the dugout. First out here in the top of the 8th with the Blue Sox up 5-0.
Like I was saying, though, it's interesting watching someone like him who obviously he's not going to be doing much pitching in the winter or the fall. No season. There may be some fall ball games. Sometimes you see teams try and schedule some of those.
Yeah, he'll at least throw against his inter-squad scrimmages.
There are those, yeah, but you know, really these are his best rehab opportunities before the spring.
Good fastball. Misses
And
to Justin Mitchell.
Dollar hot dogs down at the concession stand while supplies last.
Here's the 1-0. Low.
Once again, dollar hot dogs at the concession stand while supplies last.
West pauses, now gets into the windup and has the ball hit the center field. Mercanja going back, drifting over towards left center, has it for the second out. Good read from Stefan off the bat, made that look pretty routine. But that was a well-hit ball by Justin Mitchell.
And he had to range over decently far, but you're right, nice play on that one. We've talked about this before, though. It's so exciting. There's a lot of ground to cover out in this outfield at Kelly Automotive Park, but the Blue Sox are extremely fortunate, especially on a night like this, to have 3 very fast outfielders out there. Honestly, I'm not even sure who I would say is the fastest one. Obviously, Scott's got the most stolen bases, but I don't know if that's a sign that he's just a great base runner or he's the fastest.
Fastball in there for a strike to Ivan Acuna. Yeah, I would have to say...
I think I'd say Mercanja.
Mercanja, probably, so? Yeah. But it's not like there's much difference between the 3.
Mm-mm.
Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Boy. West just pumping that fastball by him.
He's working quickly, too. You're seeing that. A little bit slower this time, right, as I say it. But strike 1 and strike 2, this at-bat came pretty quickly.
2 outs, and here's the 0-2 pitch. It's low and away. That's not a bad pitch with 2 strikes.
See if he does a curveball or a slider this time. All fastballs for the first 3 pitches of this at-bat, but looking for that strike 3.
Yeah, Acuna hasn't really been that close to the fastball, though, so maybe you go with it again here. Nope, he goes to the curveball, a little looper right to Justin Kirkpatrick, makes the catch, and that ends the inning. 1, 2, 3, go the Miners. Good inning of relief by Derek West. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th with Butler leading it 5-0.
Announce the winning number on the
Kirkpatrick at the plate here against Chris Simon, who gets a swing through to start the bottom of the 8th. Butler ahead 5-0. 9 hits for the Blue Sox, 4 for West Virginia, 2 errors for the Miners, and none for Butler. Pitch outside.
Kirkpatrick and Gulikowski, the only members of the Blue Sox not to reach base at all in this game.
Yeah, quick look at the rest of the league and see how other teams are doing here tonight, especially ones that are trying to chase us here. Ground ball to shortstop, and the throw is in time. It was a close play at first. Cody Calloway, who's committed shortstop, makes the play for the first out. Bang, bang, goes against the Blue Sox.
Looked like he was safe at first there, but hard to tell. I thought he got in there in time. You could tell Kirkpatrick was chugging up the line. That ball was into a tough spot, but good throw by Ramsey, and apparently in time.
Well, we lost internet here, so it's going to be hard for me to check scores. Eric Bolton at the plate here. Pitch from Simon is a swing through. Now, Simon, I just noticed, I didn't really notice this much last thing, but this is the guy last week, if you remember correctly, we were talking about that had the goofy arm.
That's right. I didn't even notice that. That game was a lot closer, I remember, but yeah.
There it is.
Yeah,
ball.
Thanks for bringing that back. Oh, man.
Yeah, it looks like
I cringe every time I see that. Oh, man, that poor elbow. Oh. If this man pursues a professional career, that Tommy John surgery is going to be the first step right after he signs his contract.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, my goodness.
Bolton down 1-2, and here's the pitch. Bolton takes a called strike. He doesn't like the call, but he'll head back to the dugout.
Third time in the day he struck out. Tough day, though.
That brings up Ben Carew with 2 outs here.
If Carew's retired, this will only be the second time today the Blue Sox have gone down in order in a frame. They found ways, even when they haven't scored, to extend pitch counts.
Carew takes a strike. Ground ball to third. Fielded behind the bag by Hagan. Throw across will get Carew to end the inning. That's a good play by Hagan. Long throw, and he gets the speedy Carew to finish off the bottom of the 8th. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. We'll go to the top of the 9th. Blue Sox leading it 5-0.
Presented by the Butler Health System. Lead the
We're headed to the top of the 9th here. Ty Black is going to come in to pitch for the Blue Sox. We hold a 5-0 lead. Good inning from Derek West as he allows no runs, no hits, no walks, and struck out 1. Turns it over to Ty Black. Let's take a quick gander around the Prospect League. It looks like Champion City is on their way to a win. They lead 9-2 in Kokomo in the bottom of the 7th. Terre Haute leads Springfield 5-2 in the bottom of the 7th. Lafayette 12, Quincy 4 in the top of the 6th in Quincy. And Danville leads Chillicothe 7-3 in the bottom of the 6th out in Chillicothe. We're in the top of the 9th here, and it's Colby Johnson who leads off against Ty Black. First pitch is a fastball fouled off down right field line and out of play. Joel, we're having internet issues here today.
We're struggling.
We'll try to
get to the stats on Black in a second.
Here's the pitch. It's grounded to second. Maglione's got it. His throw to Webb is in time. 1 away.
ERA is going to go down now, though, but Black entered with a 4.76 ERA, and this is now his 5th appearance in 5 2/3 innings pitched. 4 strikeouts, 6 walks, 3 base hits allowed. Last outing was back on July 15th, so it's been a little while since we saw Ty Black on the mound.
Cody Callaway.
Here's Callaway, who came in for Ramsey last inning as the shortstop. And, oh, my God, he fouls one into the general admission section. Thank God nobody got hit by that.
Yeah, that one was hit hard. Not to make light of that, but
it woke some people up. Well, everybody's awake here, but it maybe made them more attentive.
I was going to say, yeah, 5-0 game the way the Blue Sox been playing. Yeah, they've been awake for a while, just waiting for those fireworks.
Oh, nice pitch from Ty Black. It's now 0-2.
Yeah, really, the Miners haven't had a great scoring opportunity, at least since the 5th inning when they loaded up the bases. Since then, extremely quiet.
0-2, swing and a miss. Black gets a strikeout of Callaway, and the Miners are down to their last out here. Oh my. What a performance so far tonight by the Blue Sox through 8 2/3.
Looking good so far. I've still got an out to go, but wow, what a big win this would be. We talk about you're going down the stretch here. This is these next 2 against West Virginia. Win these, and you pretty much all but clinch a playoff spot, maybe even clinch the division automatically that way. But
it'll be about as close as you can to get into it.
You're exactly right.
DeLeo is 2 for 4. First pitch from Black to the backstop. DeLeo is got a pair of singles tonight. He's been one of the toughest outs. This is probably the second toughest out on the team to Dan Ward, who's been on base all 4 times.
Absolutely, yeah. Dan Moore, the player of the game for the Miners. We'll see who the player of the game is for the Blue Sox in a little bit here.
Yep. Here's Ty Black's delivery. It's outside. But yeah, it's a multitude of guys who have been very good here tonight. James Meeker, of course, with just a grinding effort on the mound. 6 innings, does not give up a run. The bullpen shut things down to this point. And then you got good hitting from Ben Carew, good hitting from Ray Gonzalez. Barconja at the top of the order. Calvin Scott had a decent night. A single, a sacrifice hit, a run scored on a walk. Maglione had a couple of hits tonight as well. So yeah, it's a collective effort. There's a called strike, 2-1 now to DeLeo.
Definition of a team victory. You know, really, you got, like you said, contributions everywhere. No one player really stood out, but heck of an effort all around.
Ty Black's ready to go. Here's his pitch. It's swung through by DeLeo, and the Miners are down to their last strike. And the fans are going to stand, so we'll stand with them. Two-two delivery from Ty Black. Here it is. It's outside and low, and now it's a full count.
Fans wanted that one bad, but we'll have to see at least one more.
Three-two. Here's the pitch from Ty Black. It's a bouncer, ball 4, and now DeLeo's on base for the 3rd time tonight. A 2-out walk will bring up Eddie Gonzalez. Not a bad idea to go with the curveball there, but
now batting for the Miners, number 20.
He didn't get a chase. It wasn't a great curveball either because it just started at pretty much at the knees and bounced in.
It did, yeah. You're trying to get the strike 3 swinging in dramatic fashion on a full count pitch, but like I said, didn't end up paying off there. But 5-run lead, 2 quick outs, you can afford that one there.
Here's the pitch from Black. Gonzalez took all the way. I think he tried to call time, and he was not granted it, so it's strike 1. He's talking to the home plate umpire, Proper, right now. Well, nothing you can do about it now. Let's get back in the box.
That's a goofy one, though.
Yeah, he wanted time. He didn't get it, though.
Umpire's ready for the fireworks, too.
Here's the 0-1. It's inside. Here's a delivery from Black. Fastball misses outside. Pretty good spot. Bolton framed it up, but it was off the plate. Gonzalez had a single in the 5th. He was robbed by Stefan Merconja in center field in the 7th. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2. And now the fans will stand again and try to encourage Ty Black to get this final strike across and close the books on this ball game. A look at first. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball right back to Black. He gets out of the way. Fielded by Kirkpatrick. Thrown up first is way wide of the bag. And now the runners will come around the score. Here's DeLeo in. And the throw to third will not be in time. It's a hit and a 2-base error that allows the Miners to get a run here and break the shutout. That's unfortunate.
I jinxed it. Jaron. I was writing down that it was going to be the third shutout of the season the Blue Sox have gotten, and then scratched it out about it quickly as I put it in. But
throw was so wide. Webb didn't even make an attempt at it, and
yeah, he didn't have a plan.
There was no chance for him. Single for Gonzalez, not an RBI though. He moves to third on the E6, and now Dan Ward will step up to the plate. It would be kind of fun to make him the last out here tonight because he has not gotten out yet. 5-1 the score now.
Yeah, 3 walks in the night for Ward and that single.
Ball fouled off by Ward.
That sounded good off the bat.
He was on at the first pitch, but he missed it, and it goes foul down the right field line.
Remember to stop by Safe Light Auto Glass.
Sounded good, but a deep breath for Black there.
And everybody here.
Yeah, a long strike. That's all it is, though.
That's right. Here's the 0-1. Good fastball in there, and now for the third time tonight, the Miners are down to their last strike.
Fans a little more hesitant standing up this time. wanted that shutout.
I guess there's superstition now because the last 2 times they stood up didn't get the out.
There you go.
We'll stay seated this time, and then we'll stand after the final out. How about that?
A little more patience this time.
Black's 0-2 to Ward. His bouncer, good block by Bolton. Runner at third, Gonzalez stays put.
Yeah, that's tough, though. Blue Sox, we're looking for that third shutout of the season, and especially lately, this last 2 months, they've really done a good job in pitching staff, especially ERA under 4.
1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Dan Ward goes down, and that'll do it. The Blue Sox are winners again tonight. They have a final score of 5-1. And now I'm going to head down and talk to our player of the game. And Joel, you're going to take us through the scoring, and then I'll come back up and help you finish off the broadcast.
Sounds like a plan, Jaron. Yeah, Jaron's about to go speak to James Meeker, who got the victory tonight for the Blue Sox on the mound. Only his second start of the season, but what a solid outing it was. We talked about it, Jaron and I did, is maybe it was only going fastball out there, but nonetheless it was effective. Gave up some base runners, whether it was the hits or walking them, but nonetheless pitched pretty strong. A little over 100 pitches on the evening, but 6 shutout innings nonetheless for Meeker. With the win, he will improve to 2-1 on the season. The loss goes to Austin Sheary. He's now 1-4 for the Miners. No save, of course, because it was out of reach at the time that Ty Black entered. Even though the runner at third had in scoring position, of course, even if he had come around to score, wouldn't have been a save situation because Black entered in a non-save situation. Only run that the Miners scored in this game actually just came in the 9th inning a few moments ago. Was a little bit surprising seeing that happen. Looked like the Blue Sox are going for their 3rd shutout of the season, but it was not meant to be. Let's go back to the scoring, though. First inning, Blue Sox struck in the bottom half. Stephen Marcanja singled. 2 batters later, Calvin Scott singled as well. So with runners at first and third, Ray Gonzalez lifted a deep sacrifice fly to left field, and the Blue Sox were on the board early on. 2 innings later, Ben Carew singled, and an error allowed him to go all the way around to third base. Stephen Marcanja was able to reach first on a fielder's choice as shortstop Chad Ramsey attempted to throw home to get Ben Carew out, but Carew came in to score in time. Marcanja reached first. Blue Sox wouldn't be able to score him. They get some other opportunities, but wouldn't be able to score him in that frame. 2 innings later, Blue Sox struck for the final time. They got 3 runs in the 5th inning. That came right after straining the bases loaded in the 4th. Butler was hungry for some more. In the top of the 5th inning, on the mound. Meeker was able to shut the door and get out of a bases-loaded jam. And the bottom of the 5th, the Blue Sox responded. Leadoff single by Marconja. He would move around to second base on an error. Calvin Scott walked, and then Ray Gonzalez doubled in Marconja. A wild pitch allowed Scott to score a batter later, and then 2 batters later during Damian Maglione's at bat, he singled in Gonzalez, and that was all the scoring for the Blue Sox in this one. A lot of times, we talked about with Butler, you need to get a lot of runs to score, and so often you look at our games with over 5 runs, when they score at least 5 runs, pardon me, how well they do, but today just enough, really just a great pitching outing as Jaron Steele's about ready to rejoin me now. Didn't get cut off this time. That's the most important thing, Jaron.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, are you guys ready?
How about that? We're now 5 games ahead of the West Virginia Miners with just 7 to play for us?
Yeah.
No, 6.
6, that's correct.
And the Miners have 2 games in hand because they have 2 doubleheaders next week against Champion City, but we're zeroing in on it now.
I can feel it, right? It's getting close. That magic number's a lot smaller now, too.
That's right. And we got Champion City winning 9-2, so we're going to be 4 games ahead in first place, it looks like, and West Virginia's going to drop to 3rd for the time being. Great game all around. This is so much fun. This is, I said this last time I was on air, I got to finish the game. This is the most fun I've ever had covering a baseball team here in Butler, and they just keep making it fun every night. It's a blast.
It's wild how Blue Sox just keep putting wins together after each game. It's fun to watch, too. You come to the ballpark and you feel like they're going to win every time out. Only 6 losses at home this season. Only 6 losses since the middle of the season. They took the quick break for the showcase. It's been fantastic to watch how this team's been able to really band together. And I was talking about this with Kellen Grossi before the game. We were talking about really once this roster came together, Jaron, it seems like it's been such a different team. Once you really got those players locked in place after the NCAA tournament, after the MLB draft, and it's just like we said, we're seeing it come together, and they're pulling wins together every day.
Well, Blue Sox will improve now to 33-21, a dozen games above 500. Miners dropped to 26-24 on the season. Winning pitcher tonight, James Meeker, goes 6 innings of shutout ball, 4 hits, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. Losing pitcher Austin Sheary, 8 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts over 5 innings. And that will just about do it here tonight as the Butler Blue Sox win again. Probable pitchers tomorrow, Brandon Nyland for the West Virginia Miners and Pavin Parks for the Butler Blue Sox. Game time tomorrow, 4:05 here at Kelly Automotive. Just one of the last 3 regular season games here at home. We have 2 next week against Lafayette, so if you want to get out and see a team pushing themselves towards the playoffs, tomorrow's a good day to do it. 4:05 start time. And attendance tonight, 1297. Second night in a row we've had over 1,000 people here, and it's been fun. Joel, great job as always. We're going to do it again tomorrow. And Matt, good job in there on the producer here tonight. Final score one last time. Butler Blue Sox 5, West Virginia Miners 1. Thanks for listening. Have a great night, and tune in tomorrow at 4 o'clock.